And we are live, everyone. Welcome. My name is Trent, aka TD. I'm joined by Sascha from Waxnames.FX, right?
Yeah,
And special guest Josh from Stratton Studios, and we're gonna totally nerd out today. Talk about all kinds of technical and non-technical stuff. Also, we're gonna hear about Sascha's project, Wax Names. But first, gentlemen, how are y'all doing today?
Good as always. Enjoying the holiday spirit, as I say, getting lots done.
Hell yeah.
cool. Yeah, for me, I'm in the end of a flu, so I may be coughing here and there, but all is quite good technically. It's all heading in the cool right direction.
Yeah, hell yeah. Can you give me so you have a website for Wax Names already? Tell me a bit about it. Where the idea came from, why FX? How do you feel about people jumping you in the name bid? Again, sorry about that. That was Sandy's fault, not mine. I'm kidding. I just still don't think I've gotten, dude. You must have increased your bid. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure mine's still. Yeah,
I doubled my bid.
mine's still sitting from then. It's October
Wow,
30th.
it
It's
was
ridiculous.
early October.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Crazy. So, FX technically stands for effect. You know FX from sound effects, visual effects, magic effects. So, and I'm a magician.
Oh,
So
nice.
I was like, hey, I may want to do a collection called Magic.FX, where where you can get some props, you blend them together into a magic effect, and I'm showing this magic effect to you. Then you blend in a magic book, and you get like an explanation how the trick is done, and then you may blend in a cardboard, and you're getting an NFT that is a redeemable to get yourself all the magic props you need to do that trick. So that was the basic first idea for me to get at.
Nice.
And then I found, okay, I'm able then to create new Wax account names, and it was a Wax. And people are having real trouble because most are locked in the Wax Cloud wallet, not owning the private key. They get a drop account, maybe it was a cool name, not owning their private key. They have a Wombat wallet with 12 letters, which is maybe not so cool in a name.
No, it's definitely not.
They can purchase their private key, that's cool, but they don't hold their private key. So all of them are not holding their private key. And I was like, hey, I can do something about that. I can give people cool names owning the private key, and I can give it a twist. So basically, what you're purchasing is a pack with a random FX account name as an NFT. So I can drop the link in the chat here if I'm allowed to. I need to.
Yeah. You go to share. I'll pull mine down and we'll put yours up.
So
that's the drop there. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. So what you basically do is you buy yourself a pack that contains a random name, and you easily like that name and redeem it. And it's quite easy redemption. I will tell you in a second. Redeem it for the real account, or you flip it to anybody who likes that name. I mean, if you're called Trent and you get Mary, you may not want to have that Mary account, right?
No, it depends if who I'm dating on at the time, but probably not. No.
Okay. So you may want to flip it on secondary to somebody who's called Mary.
Yeah, exactly.
Therefore, the idea is we're having a few benefits in those FX accounts. The first is you're owning your private key, and you're the only one owning your private key. That's quite important to me. You have a memorizable
it should be
name.
important to everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, but most people are not that deep into it. So it's like also kind of education I'm doing here.
Exactly.
So don't only own your private key. You don't have an account like yrgb4.wham, but you're having an account like Michael.FX or GodRock.FX or Europe.FX.
Right.
The next thing is you're getting exclusive free airdrops once in a while. So we're having some creators that are supporting us and creating NFTs just for that case that are dropped exclusively. They're not on sale, nothing. They're dropped exclusively to holders of FX account. Also, there are special drops happening where FX accounts have exclusive permission to. They may be cheaper. And the last, like the cherry on top, if you win something on my streams, and I'm giving out stuff quite regularly, and I'm announcing like there will be a gift box for the winner, but if you are having an FX account, you're getting things on top, like maybe you're getting a second gift box or another NFT or Sascha token. So whenever you win something on my streams, you just win more. And you just got Myanmar. Okay.
Myanmar. I don't even know where this is on a map.
Yeah, it's time to learn now, TD.
Yeah, dude. So let me ask you this: where are the names pulling from a database? I mean, they have to be.
My wife and me, we created a list of over 1,000 names.
Over 1,000?
Over 1,000.
Thousands.
You can look into the account NFTBlocks.P on Atomic Hub, and then just filter. Yeah, look for NFTBlocks.P.
This one here, right?
Yeah, then go to the top and filter for Waxnames.FX as a collection. And there you see all the possible names. You can filter by type also. We all gave them all types. So you have names, chemical elements, countries, rings, sentences, and
I
so
gotta
on.
see if y'all have. You probably. Let me see. I thought you'd be able to pick them, but it's cool that you are introducing the networking and the trading and bartering.
So what we did is in the beginning, before we had the smart contract, before we had this drop here, we had the early birds phase where you could make an offer for a specific name, like TD.FX.
Is there a TD.FX?
No. But now we're starting with this drop, giving those out, and maybe later we're again opening up for custom names, but they will definitely be more expensive.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: what about so I'm looking for one that doesn't look like it's on here, and it's kind of esoteric, but it's also kind of short. And like I would want DOS.FX because that's like one of the first hip hop groups that I started.
DOS.FX, DOS.
DAS, yeah. It's actually EFX, but I don't want to put the E at the end of that because it would be DAS.FX is how it should look. Because if you put the E in there, then it's just silly looking. Shout out DOS.FX. Anybody who knows who they are.
Duo. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, that would be like that's the one that I would want off of the .FX.
We could
special effects.
We could manage that. Special effects would be gold. Yeah, also visual effects, sound effects, magic effects. There is some that are quite dope. You need pick up the schema here. Pick up the right schema, the wax names, and now you have more filters.
Right.
So you can filter for a type, a grade, a length.
Oh, they have
they're having
attributes. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see this. Adult effects. Ooh. Gosh. So that's special. So what? They're all one of ones though, right?
Yeah. I mean, you can't just have an account once.
Yeah. No, that's good. I like it.
So yeah, that's all like the easy story about it.
Very good. Yes, sir. Bravo.
Yeah, if you want that, try yourself to get the adult ones.
Yeah, that is good. Good job, He's coming. Let's see. What are the outrageous ones? That's what I want to see. Aether Batman. Interesting.
What's this? The first one looked odd.
So let me ask you this. From the so I know that we've seen this in Wax previously. I know Kate had done it. Anchor Mobile also. And which I kind of feel like maybe you were taking a cue from them with your pricing, because I think you're right in line with what Anchor charges, I think, right?
Okay, I just don't know really. I was like 50 wax 100 times would cover the costs I had so far.
Right.
That's why I was like that. The idea is the normal price will be 100 wax.
Yeah, gotcha. That's what that's Nostalgia said. Yeah, whatever happened to Kate? Did they go under? I don't know. I know that they had a few. They were doing this. In fact, I believe I've seen the repo for setting all of this up. Who dev'd this? Was it just you, or do you have a?
I contracted a smart contract developer from the EOS community channel.
Nice.
And yeah, it took a while because I'm into software development for over 2 decades now, and
Say that again.
I'm into software development since 2 decades and more.
Damn.
Even more. So I have not done C++, and I really had some trouble setting up the development environment for EOS. So, and I'm also a busy person.
Sure.
So
yeah. Dude, I hear you there, man.
I had a very rough idea on how much code it would be to build a smart contract at once. And then I poked into many different directions. At first, I poked into Fiverr. And I was like, hey, there are developers on Fiverr, and they made me an offer, and the offer was good, and I paid them, and then they was like, oh, sorry, that's not all the money. You also need me to send $1,000 in Bitcoin. Send it here. And I was like, no, I won't do that. So different developers like scammers on Fiverr tried to scam me. So I stopped that.
Big time.
I stopped that. And
or you get some middleman who's got a bunch of disenfranchised minorities who are like super talented coders but getting paid $2 an hour. They live in an underprivileged area, and they're charging $100 an hour and keeping 98. Like, it's ridiculous. You should see some of my Upwork recs that I've sent out.
Wow. Okay.
Pretty aggressive.
Yeah, so in the end, I got several offers from developers, and all of them were between $1,000 and $5,000.
Damn.
I was like, no.
I don't think that.
I have a good feeling on the effort. No. And then I found this EOS community channel, and somebody pinned on the wall, hey, I'm a developer, open for jobs. And after a bit of negotiation, we agreed on $300 in wax. It was still more than I desired to pay, but it was like, that sounds reasonable. if it's working in the end like I want it,
Right.
it sounds reasonable.
300 total. What do you think about those costs, Josh? What do you are you familiar with the contract needed to create these wallets and I guess just essentially,
To be honest with you, 300 sounds like a bargain.
Steal, I think. Yeah,
like,
dude.
It's for a decent C++ guy. Starting at, you're talking like, salary wise, they're on like 100 plus for a decent one, 100 plus K a year. So yeah, 300, not bad.
Yeah, I think that's I mean, I've seen the code. The code does not look that good. It's not well structured, but it does what it does. It lacked one security check, which was quite important, so I added it. But I mean, now I got my hands on it. I can change it myself. I can extend it.
Yeah.
Technically, I mean, what is the contract doing? It's watching for a notification of atomic asset transfer.
Yeah.
Then it's burning the NFT, minting a new NFT, and creating the account. So it's really not rocket science. And I guess if you know what you want to do, it's also done in like 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's one thing with hiring contractors too, is a part of it, you're paying for the knowledge. I think that's a big bit of it. You're paying for not just the implementation, but actually just like, okay, they know the path straight away to get this done, and they just get in there and get it done. And the great bit is you have a hands on it yourself, so now you can extend it and keep it going.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite important to me. I was like, I really had trouble setting EOS Studio up. It's still not running, but at least CL EOS is running, and I can open up Visual Studio Code and look at the code and extend it and deploy it. So everything's cool.
Shout out
Consumer Break, hello.
Yeah.
Long time no see.
What up, Consumer Rate? Shout out to y'all. I've stopped using. Well, I mean, I don't use either because I haven't done smart contracts in like a month or two. But I had Hattie, one of our backend devs. He showed me how to set up skip EOS Studio completely and just go right through VS Code. And it's kind of complex to set it up if you don't know what you're doing. Having him guide me was amazing and easy. And now I can just connect to everything that I need, my dev environment right from VS Code. It's pretty baller. Let me know if you would like a hand with that. I will gladly pass on.
This would be great. Really, I'm like, I mean, I know what to do. I haven't developed C++ in my life, but I know what to do when I see code, and I'm completely doing it like blind. I even don't like have a something that looks at my code and no static analysis or something like that. I'm just writing it and deploying it, and it works. But I would be more confident if I would have set up a proper environment.
Yeah, so I bought some of these for the giveaway wallet, but I'm sorry, I have to open them until I get one that's better than my
Catch up.
So you're just gonna get what ever I've opened already.
Catch up at that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't have self-control right now. What's your primary coding language, Sascha? I guess I don't even know how to ask this question anymore to people.
Primary coding language. You could, you know, I'm into JavaScript since 22 years. I was talking about Ajax before it was called Ajax.
Damn. So what about TypeScript? Are you familiar with TypeScript?
Yes, definitely I am.
So do you know assembly script is a thing, and so is smart contract writing on EOSIO chains in assembly script? If you don't, let me show you that. There's an SDK that I believe Josh, you showed me, right?
I have not seen that yet.
Yeah, that was bootstrapped. Oh god, I think that started a while back actually.
Yeah, dude.
The only downside to it is that the runtime slightly bigger than the C++, so it's not as fast. But I mean, if you're doing fairly basic stuff with it, and you know assembly and you know TypeScript, assembly scripts like easy. Because realistically, all the EOS VM runs is just like WASM anyway. So I mean, theoretically, you can even deploy like Blazor WASM, but I mean the .NET runtime is massive, so it just kind of bloats everything.
Yeah, so I threw it into the the chat there. It's GitHub repo assembly script smart contract development kit. I think it has a working hello world. Yep.
Oh,
and Josh, you said you ran this and you got this to work, right?
Yeah. I got it working fine. It was handy enough.
That really looks like a thing for me.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like I would love to hear that you dove in and like did something like cool with it. I haven't yet because I'm like really struggling with TypeScript right now, and it's not that like I can't learn it. I don't have time to learn it, and I know just enough to keep doing what I'm doing, but also I keep getting tripped up by stupid stuff, and you know, this.
I tell you. I had this one thing when deploying the smart contract, and it drove me crazy. It seems like Antelope is removing dots in error messages if you're the author. So instead of Waxnames.FX, it ever showed me that Waxnames.FX is having no permission. And I was like,
oh, interesting.
Oh, wow, something's wrong with my code. Something's wrong here. And in the end, I just forgot to do the add code in CLEOS. But it didn't show me. It showed me a different message. And I was like, I was already reporting it now, and they're looking it up if it's an EOS thing or Antelope or Wax. But wow, this took me time. Wrong error messages are some of the worst things to happen. It's like wrong documentation.
Yep, that'll get you.
I do deserve a custom one. Sascha should make me DOS effects.
Yeah, I will do.
Let's see here. I'm going to go through all of these. So, Garnet, that's
Garnet.
That's I got Morgan effects. We can give that one to Parker, right? Morgan Freeman.
So yeah, there are just 21 left now.
So I did mention to you. So I have the .tx.
Yeah, you told me so.
Domain.
I've seen. You know, FX is not free on EOS anymore. So I considered getting.
Yeah, there we go. Boom. There's a dope one.
Platinum FX.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking of it the other day because I'm like, damn, like I have the f.tx wallet, which is like super cool because it could be more than just like FTX, the criminal organization. It could be like F Texas. You know what I mean? For anybody who doesn't like Texas, which is quite a few people. Yeah, it's
Jonah FX.
Ha.
You may want to give this to Jonah from America.
Yeah, this is fixed. I'll send him an olive branch. There you go. Cool. Let's see this last one here. What do we got? I don't know. This is going to be the last one. I don't know if I'm satisfied yet. Platinum is dope.
Go to bag.
Interesting. All right, here. Hold on a second. Well, now we're going to sign out of this wallet. So, what? So you're you're no longer with Wombat. Is that correct, Sascha?
I'm not longer with Wombat. So I left Wombat in mid of September, or like end of September, and joined Atomic Hub in the mid of October.
Nice. And what are you? Your front end dev there? I'm guessing, or
No,
full stack, or
no,
no dev?
neither. I'm not developing anything on the
What?
back. I
Whatever, dude.
migrated myself to be a product manager 10 years ago.
Damn.
So my main job is product management. So if you want to see one thing I've been deeply invested in, then see the new navigation, sidebar navigation. Have you seen the account linking feature we just brought out?
The what looking feature?
Go on Atomic Heart, and top right, here, tap there, scroll down, and link another wallet.
Oh yeah, interesting. That's interesting. You guys are doing that.
So you can link up to 10 wallets and
yeah, only
easily
Wax
switch
though, huh?
between them.
Yeah, that's interesting, dude. Yeah, that's very interesting. This is literally like what I'm stuck on right now with what I'm working on, and it's a way to link multiple wallets to multiple OAuths, right? Social logins, which like that in of itself is super tricky because
that is tricky.
I can't get it to be able to keep 2 sessions. Like it just won't do it.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's impossible to do it or what, but going between like
Cloud
this,
wallet it is not possible.
Yeah. But I also want to have this feature. When people first started doing the linking OAuth with wallet addresses, like they were binding them pretty much, like they were locked together like that. I think that's how Wombat works, right? Like once you sign in with your Gmail to that wallet, like they're forever linked together.
Yeah. So technically, what Wombat does is they're creating a private key for you, but they're not holding that private key. What they're holding is a key that unlocks your private key that is stored securely in your Google Drive.
Okay.
So it's
gotcha.
It's encrypted in your Google Drive, and they are holding the key to decrypt it.
Right, and that's using the Kleos command. I think the --2 file. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah.
Oh, I can't tell you how they.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain that that's how that's working. That's pretty neat. So it has to be it has to be locked because that's how you.
I just see we're nearly out of the initial drop. So
yeah, some dudes he's buying like 8 at a time. I don't know what's going on.
I just released the next drops now.
How many are left from this drop?
Right. Let me check this. Waxnames.FX.
We're all sitting here just spamming the drop.
There are 2 left. No, 1 left. 1 left and the early supporter drop.
What? I just missed out on. Hold on a second.
You missed out on
the last. Scratching. I need the last one.
Oh, it's sold.
Did it sold? Somebody grabbed it. I knew they would. As soon as you said that, it was going to be like. Pew.
Wow.
Oh, damn you!
Effect.
You're the worst. Yeah, dude, you can't say that on stream and expect it to be there. Somebody's going to snatch it. Belts.
Okay, so folks, I just
yeah, dude. Well, shout out on the sellout, dude. Or
yeah,
thanks a lot, dude.
Yeah,
you made big bumps here. So there are 2 new drops now. One is for 90 wax. This is for holders of an FX account. So if you're having an FX account, then you're getting this for 90 wax. And there's a drop for 100 wax.
Someone's flipping, of course.
A dirty flipper.
Of course. Would you expect anything less?
I mean, it's technically those wax account names are somehow also like domain names, right? So you're the only one who can get that one name.
Yeah, I don't know that I necessarily, and it's fine that y'all agree that flipping is bad, but I don't necessarily feel like it's a bad thing. Like, I can understand the frustration in it, and I can certainly see from a consumer perspective or a user perspective why it would be frustrating, especially like the price gouging and stuff that we see. But it's a necessity. Like, you couldn't have a healthy ecosystem without it. Like, if you eliminated it all, like it would fall up. I think, right? Isn't that how economics work?
Yeah.
I'm not
I think it's just one of those things. Like, I think at the end of the day, it's a part of everything. You're always going to have people who buy low, sell high. That's just, capitalism.
right.
I mean,
Yeah.
It's also okay because you as the flipping person, you are having the randomness. You don't know what you're getting in the pack, and you don't know if you're getting something somebody likes. So you're also going into the risk investing first, and that's also the reason why I said the first people to invest get it cheaper.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about these. These are probably going out to the giveaway wallet. I think at least most of them. I was engaged to a girl named Valeria from Bulgaria. She was smoking hot, dude. Anyway. Yeah, I got 8 here and 8 in the other ones. I think platinum's going to be mine until I get that DOS-FX, man.
I'm going for Josh.FX.
Yeah. Is it in there?
I don't know if Josh.FX is in there.
There is a Josh.FX. It exists.
Oh man. Yeah, man.
Does it exist as a template? FX.
Yeah, all right, let's fire one of these up. And while we do that, let's talk about these UALs a little bit.
Josh.FX is not existing.
Oh, is
it doesn't, or it does?
Oh, it does not.
I'm looking at it
so
here.
I can quickly create them for you.
Oh, that would be very cool. I would like Josh.FX. I would like that very much so.
So we want to go for DOS.FX and Josh.FX.
Yeah, man, it would be baller.
So
I kind of feel bad because like Das Mustang is one of our guys, but like that would totally be a name for him. But I mean, it just has so much more meaning. I feel like I don't know. I guess I can't say that. I don't know what kind of meaning Das has to him, but where am I going? Yeah, this is it here, right? So I can filter. Now, am I at the right spot? I don't think I am. I'm gonna go to the collection. Where are the authorized? How did I find it so easily last time? It was over here.
So let me quickly bring that up. Here we are having DOS.
Yeah, let me make sure I put this banner up. If y'all didn't see, we had Critographed up. Go ahead and throw your wax wallets in.
Also.
You know what to do. No, that's screen.
So now comes the hard part, Josh. What's your offer?
Oh. Here comes the. What are you retelling them at? Where do I put the bid in? It's just on the thing. I'm more than happy to pay whatever for it.
Oh yeah, there it is. What about PD effects? We got that one. Damn it.
There you go.
Unbelievable. Wow. What about Sam? We got a Samuel. Uh-oh. I know somebody who wants that. I need this one too, dude. Sascha, I got it. If you can get this to me, how fast I guess I have to buy it, right? Or where's it? Is it sitting in there and I have to go get it? I'd love to give Sandy this.
Yeah. Oh, wait. What's there, Josh?
Yeah, Josh.
What was it? That was it in NFT Blocks P? Then I can't give it to you.
Yeah, that's where I'm at now. That's where I saw it.
Yeah, I think it's in NFT Blocks. I think it is in the pool. I think I might just have to.
Oh, so we got to drain the pool to get it?
Fight someone for it.
Oh, I have. Why is it not on my list, but in the?
It's a ghost name.
Yeah.
Fight someone for it.
That's unfortunate.
Well, the message is out when someone does get it.
Right, yeah.
Okay, it's already in here. So I can just do the NFTG.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah, you don't have it on your list because Josh put it in there when you weren't looking.
Yeah. Yeah, I infiltrated the system.
Oh no. Okay, what is DAS? I would say DAS is a hero.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah, they're hip-hop pioneers, man.
Outrageous. So, TD, what's your offer for DAS?
That's a good question. I need to do my research. I will get back to you. I need to do my my market research so that I'm not offering too high or too low.
Yeah.
I don't want to insult you, and I don't want to get robbed.
I can tell you, Fox.FX paid $1,000.
Okay, that's fair. That's about what I spent on those.
And that's also a 3-letter.
It is a 3-letter.
It is. Oh, BD's in the chat.
Yo, shout out.
Mauro. I'm still just for you to know, if you don't know, Mauro and we had the first bathroom stream together, and we are also planning to have a bathtub stream together. So
yeah, let me.
Okay. Did he send me your wallet somewhere?
Yeah. So
NFTG.
Yeah, dude. It's I'll send it. Yeah, I enter from here. I'm curious what'll happen if I do. Did that put me in? Oh yeah, it did. Look at that. Yeah, msmqw.wham.
This WAM here.
Yeah, I use my cloud wallet for a lot of stuff. Still.
Yeah, why?
Honestly, because of the auto login, which is like kind of something I want to touch on here in a minute when we start talking about UALs. But it's crazy, right? What the cloud wallet like represents without you having your private key and the convenience and like, you know, my explanation as to why I use it was about to be like one of like, well, because I'm fucking lazy and I don't want to click twice. And with cloud wallet, I don't really have to click. And so that's why, you know, humans are by nature, like they're stupid and lazy, like just, you know, as a group, not individually, y'all are all brilliant and hardworking individuals, but as a collective, we'll take the path of least resistance, you know, every time if given that option. And that's what I'm presented with, right? I'm presented with this annoying, like, I don't know if y'all seen my anchor, like when I was trying to log in, but you know, I go to click this and nothing happens, right? And it's just annoying.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to have that happen. And if you don't know the trick to this, you can right click it and open link a new window.
That's what I do.
It'll fire it right up.
That's what I do.
But that's annoying. Who wants to do that?
So I can tell you, I love Wombat Wallet most, but it has no multi-account in yet. That's the issue with Wombat Wallet.
Right. Yeah.
They know it. I told them that's my issue with Wombat Wallet, that you can't do multi-account. Otherwise, I shared you the NFTG into your wallet now.
Nice, dude. All right, yeah. Let me just get Oh yeah, Baggy Holder told me this last night. Let me try this again. Yeah, let me get some of my I gotta shake some more of my metaverse couch cushions. I've been throwing a lot of wax around, but I got you, man. Let me try what they just suggested here. So they're saying to use the middle mouse button.
And wow,
oh,
Josh,
holy
I'm
shit.
sorry.
What?
Magic.
How did that just happen?
I could do Josh B.
Dude, baller, man. Nice trick.
Middle mouse button.
That's pretty sweet.
What?
All right, how about this one? Do y'all know how to do this one? The copy request link, and then you grab your Anchor console here, and you go to broadcast transaction and import the electronic signing request payload. Paste that sucker in there, and then trigger response. Did y'all know that one?
Boom.
That's like, I guess, I don't know, maybe a more technical route to do it. I don't know when you would need to. I don't know. I've used it when things just got jammed up in those other. I've never used Anchor, least comic. What, dude? We got to get you on Anchor. Faux show. All right, we're gonna run this grub, and then we're gonna talk some more about some tech stuff. Josh, are you in? Sascha, are you in?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe so.
Everybody should have an Anchor wallet, and everybody should have a testnet wallet. Just period. Everybody should have one. There's really no reason for you not to, other than you just didn't set it up, or you don't know how to set it up. And the latter can be easily resolved. Maybe we'll do that on stream.
What do you think of Greymaster's new wallet thing?
Tell me about it.
The kind of like Wax Cloud wallet competitor, Unicove, I think it's called.
I haven't seen it.
Hold on, let me grab a link.
So what I know is that the current ULA packages, and I don't know a whole lot about NPM packages, but I do know that they suck for new frameworks and anything beyond React 16. I think that's where it stops. Like anything after that, you start getting problems. And we're on 18 now, which is starting to see, from what I understand, like more support. And there's a lot of cool shit that comes along with using React 18. And man, this is Web 3. Like we have to stay on the bleeding edge. Like, at least that's how I feel about things. We can't be falling behind and having, things not work impressively and fast and that, and new and all of that. So I don't know if y'all agree with that or not, but I feel like there needs to be some definite. Damn, Least Comic, he's gonna do it. Oh my God, Fischella. Oh shit. Shout out Least Comic. Shit, I don't know what to do here. I'll just copy these. I'm gonna have to have a week up. I don't know what to do. I got you, Least Comic. Hold on. We'll figure it out. I'm trying not to do the tickets because I need to go. It needs to go into maintenance mode, but it's whatever. All right, they got the dance off, and then you sent this link over. So, Sascha, have you? When was the last time you were actively developing anything, or do you kind of just do it as a, like, maintenance hobby thing now, or are you working on any kind of side projects or anything?
So I'm developing my own Twitch bot. So if you watch my stream, there is a lot happening that is not happening on other streams. and there is even a lot more planned. So I found it's like cool to have a custom experience with things that you can just experience on my stream.
Dude, yeah, dude.
Yep.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm developing on Atomic Hub once a day. Like, that's my personal agenda. Like, go into the code and just fix one little thing that annoys me. In example, one thing that you can see that I changed is if you go to the transfer page of Atomic Hub, paste
I'm sorry, what page?
Name. Go to transfer to send an NFT out to somebody else.
Oh, transfer, right?
Yeah.
Right here.
So trading and then transfer.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
No, not trade offer.
So this should be.
Yeah.
Oh.
So if you paste the name there in the to field, and if this name had leading or trailing white space, it was broken. If you had an uppercase letter because somebody shared you something with an uppercase letter, it said the name is invalid. So what I just did is I trimmed the name if you paste it, and I make everything lowercase. So it's just like what I do is really just like quality of life improvements, and just tiny ones. Where I say, if I would write a ticket as a product manager, it would take me more time to write that ticket and explain to somebody what I want over, come on, I dive in the code, I quickly do it myself. So so that's my regular thing. I see Divine Drift is asking, what are those attacks NFTs?
Yeah, we got a bunch. Yeah, I definitely need to send this one off. Yeah, so Jonah's wallet? It's probably
I guess it's Jonah.pink.
What? No way.
Yeah, it is Jonah.pink. Divine Drift, I will share you a link to the drop, and I've written a description around that. So just do your own research, quickly read the 2-3 sentences.
I don't think it's spelled the same way, right? Hold on.
Jonah, Jona.pink.
Why?
P-I-N-K.
Lock's broken. I don't want to find it. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, look at that. Interesting. All right. If you're sure, then I'll fire this off. Actually, I'm going to do this first.
Happy Christmas.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure that.
That it comes from NFTG.
There's no question as to whom it had come from.
Yeah.
I still got some. You know what? I guess I'll give Least Comic a. We can do that. Where's your drop at? No use leaving wax in the account, right? It's the giveaway account. Where's your drop link at, buddy? You put it in the chat, right? Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not. Oh shit! They're sold out. What? Who did this? How did this happen? There was like a bunch when we started, right?
Yeah, 52 when we started.
So is this one open right now or no?
And for 90, this is for people that have redeemed an FX account.
Oh, I got to redeem it.
Yeah, you got to redeem it.
All right. Well, great. This gives us an opportunity to walk me through this. I just need to. So I need to, what do I need to do? Find my NFTs. So I can send this one over to, God, this UI is just not very good. All right, so we're gonna send this to, I have more than one in the same account redeemed. Like if you, like you send the NFTG over to my .wham, but can I also register Platinum effects also?
Yeah, you can just
I can do more than one.
Just send it over to the account FX and put your public key in the memo, and then it's redeemed.
Gotcha. All right, cool. Let's walk through that.
You probably make a landing page that just automates that too, where it's just like click a button and it'll grab their thing and then redeem it.
Yeah, I have that on my list.
And where, so can I can just grab a, I can grab a public key out of Anchor, right?
Yeah, at Anchor or at the site that is shared in the drop. Both fine. Just get yourself a private public key pair, and you can get started. But don't
so this will work here, right?
Yeah, don't show your private key on screen.
Oh yeah, that wasn't gonna happen. Don't you worry. It would be going in the trash. Sweet. Save keys to wallet. Yeah, in case you guys didn't know and you're using Anchor, go to Tools, under Security, Manage Keys, Generate Key Pairs, and then click it again, Generate Key Pairs. It's going to give you two. They're both the same. It's giving you two. Because there's an owner and active, and it's just a hierarchical thing. The owner's the top parent, and that's one that you probably want to keep the safest and the most locked down. You're supposed to use your active key and like lock the owner in a safe or something. Is that my fucking phone? God damn it! Why is this attached? Sorry guys, y'all heard that, didn't you? My bad. Yeah, that you got it. Private key and chat. All right.
Here, somebody sent me his private key on in Twitch when I was creating an FX account for him in the early bird space, and I was like, no, send me. And it was a private key that he used for different stuff, and I was like,
oh God,
no, please spam me with messages. I've never seen that. I just get rid of that.
So okay, so now I'm going to send this to just FX.
Yeah, just FX. Use the public key as a memo.
Okay, make sure it starts with EOS. It does. All right, now send it. Fire this off. Right, that's it.
Yeah.
See, look at that. Cloud wallet. One click, nothing else. Why is this up here? Boom, we're good.
And done. Account created.
Okay, and so now I can go to the drop from here, but I don't think there's any wax in this account, so I'll have to fix that real quick.
And we stake 5 wax net and 5 wax CPU for you.
Oh, you do? I think Nostalgeek asked that, right? Hey, what's up, Tiny?
I've not seen that.
Shout out.
So we're giving you 3,000 byte of RAM, which is the minimum for the account to be usable, and 5 wax in CPU and 5 wax in net we stake for you, so you can just get started with a little bit of stuff without directly running into walls.
All right, here, we'll do this on stream so that we don't forget. I almost forgot. Tiny Miss B showing up just reminded me that I didn't send this over yet. So it's Jonah.pink, right?
Yeah.
We say happy holidays from NFTG, exclamation. exclamation, Donut.FX, and send it off. Y'all can tell him that I'm sorry for being such an asshole.
Luckily, I'm on vacation tomorrow already, so it will take a bit until I meet him.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I don't need any recognition or anything.
I will write him later. That's a short message.
Okay, let's see now. Where do I need to go? Hey, we in the house. What up?
Ooga, hey. Nice to have you.
I just want to go to a wallet really quickly, right? So this wallet stopped working. Did y'all notice that? I think like this entire block site has just been not performing very well.
Yep. The thing is, Wax decided to not pay blocks anymore to provide the service. So they said they will turn the service off, but they haven't done it yet. So don't expect this to work longer. I also like it the most. So yeah, but technically don't expect Blocks.io to work longer for Wax. For all others, it's still available and should be there. But I guess using Wax Blocks.io is the better alternative, even if I also use Blocks.io still.
Yeah, hey, you know what? This is a good question that maybe Sascha can answer. So Mount Doomy's collection is been rejected like time and time again because he's using AI software, and this is like one of the things that like I lost my shit over in that Wax community server and went on that long tangent that I feel like it was productive in the end, because Atomic Hub did go in and make changes to the way they were rolling out their stuff, and I'm not saying like I influenced that or nothing, but it might have been a little bit of a cause and effect thing of like the community as a whole pushing back and saying no, we don't like it. And I'm a big fan of all of the changes that they made, so shout out to everyone involved in listening there. I can give them that credit, but one of my biggest issues with the with Atomic Hub is the whitelisting. Like, you know, I use very harsh words. I might have even said Gestapo of art, but it feels like that. Like you know, like the curators of what is considered original and good art is really, it's so subjective that it's not appropriate in this setting. And AI. So that's what's wrong with Mount Doomy's, why he's being rejected.
I can tell you, I can see your point. I'm completely not involved into that. And also I, as an employee, need to go to all the same processes for whitelisting as anybody else do.
So right. But he would get rejected for it being AI art, and I just feel like how long is that going to be? Like, it's not going to be long before like every single artist is using AI to like it's going to be coming like very soon, if it's not already happening and y'all just don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like as soon as Photoshop and Illustrator start, like that, once they release plugins, I mean, they already might exist, or new software comes out. And here's a really good point. What if I were blind and I was using AI to describe the art that I wanted to create, and then y'all are going to reject? Like, you're going to have ADA lawsuits out the ass for that. Like, you can't reject it because I don't know. I feel like it's a very slippery slope.
I can just tell you my personal opinion, because I
Oh yeah, right, yeah. I don't want you to comment.
I'm not involved into all these processes, right? So
sure.
The one thing is Atomic Hub is mainly focused on gaming. There's also a lot of collectible going on and a bit of art going on, but and also I'm also in this art niche, I would call it. But the main focus is gaming and games. That's also where it comes that the next chain to be added to Atomic Hub is Immutable Acts, with a lot of games out there and a strong pipeline of games.
Sascha, why am I not whitelisted here? I'm in my.
Yeah, because you are not Platinum.FX.
So this is I just registered the platinum here.
Yeah, you need to log in with Platinum.FX.
Oh, you didn't tell me all that. I see now.
So.
Okay. Walk me there slowly. I'll figure it out.
The question is, what's the point that makes you an artist? Are you the artist when you're describing the art already? Yes or no? There are boundaries that are completely new that need to be drawn and that need to be defined.
Agree.
I guess we're having a lot on our plate. We're a team of nearly 50 people now, growing and learning how to work together, how to bring the best NFT marketplace to life. And we are not there yet. And the question is, where do you draw the border? And I mean, also my wife got rejected with one of her collections because of the name of the collection. It was called Family Photos.
Right. Yeah, that's funny that's gotten rejected. Like a similar name's gotten rejected by from Recurrier like years ago. I remember.
Because it was too generic.
Exactly.
So we moved all of the collection over. We minted all the stuff we minted to the accounts holding the NFTs, and now we are having the name Katie Colorful. So I know how tedious that can feel, right? So and this also happens even if I have like direct contact to the people.
Right.
I know them, I can talk to them, and but it's like the exact, and that's good. It's the exact same treatment as anybody else would be treated, and that's good.
Right. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, the integrity was never in question, although some people were questioning things, because Jonas said that like he's done favors for his friends and it was being honest, and anybody who in any business, any CEO or business owner, you haven't done a favor for a friend or a family member and given them preference, you're fucking lying. Like I just don't believe it. And if you do in fact walk on water and you can keep a straight line on everything, then you're probably an asshole. But
I think this is a discussion that needs to go on.
And, I don't want to beat it.
There are all arguments for both directions, right? There are also like when I was in charge for adding collections to Dungeon Master, I also had my line where I said, okay, this is too far. Like, even if it's whitelisted on Atomic Hub, I felt like, oh, this looks like a copyright infringement to me, or like a problematic thing. So I don't add it to Dungeon Master, even if it's whitelisted. So everybody needs to make his or her point. But I completely understand how this can be frustrating, discouraging, and so on. But the best way is really to be open and keep this discussion and bring the points forward, like the one with your idea was, hey, what happens if a blind person want to do that? I like this argument. I like this idea on how to discuss these things, because for sure Atomic Hub want to be an inclusive place.
And then you got to ask, like, hey, are you blind? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't do that, man. It's not going to work that way. I submit it. I say it's AI. You reject it. I'm blind. Like, that's a problem. Like, now that's a problem. and it's one cause, I think, because I don't know, because it's subjective and it shouldn't be. Here, I got a question for you. So, Pink GG is the parent company, and they're also a block producer. I think one of like the top pretty consistently.
Yeah.
And from what I understand about how all of that governance works, the producers are required to maintain community services that I believe, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but they're supposed to be nonprofit or minimal profit or a community leading service, I think,
I
right?
don't know.
Okay, Josh, do you know
Let's
if
see.
that's accurate or am I completely wrong? It just has to be a service. It can be for profit.
Yeah, it's the predication is always that, like, you know, you're not making a killing off it, like, so you're not
That's
making loads of
interesting.
money.
Right. So one of the other issues, big issues that I have with Atomic Hub, and after this I want to leave it alone because we didn't come on here to beat you up about A-Hub, but is the fact that they they created the standard. Super thankful for that. It pushed Wax where it needed to go. It's it's the foundation, really, the atomic acid standard, right? And very thankful that that was created. But you have a monopoly. Like that's where I'm going with this. Like it's a monopoly, and that's fine. Somebody will challenge that, and FD Blocks and others are challenging that, and that'll work itself out. But here's the thing: like, when you have that kind of control and power, you can't defer back to the we reserve the right to refuse anyone for any reason. Like it doesn't work that way. Like that's when shit gets crazy and people get upset. Like, well, where else are we supposed to go? If there's only one bathroom on the entire island and you're on the beach and you go to walk in there and they're like, what's your name, Sascha? Nah, nobody with a name that starts with S can use the bathroom. You're like, how
so I wouldn't agree here. At first, atomic acids cannot be easily changed because it has multi-sig.
Right, I've seen that.
There's not only Pink GG holding the rights, so there are multiple parties that need
that
to
all are very
sign.
close. It would be like me and my 5 best friends. I hear you there, but I do. I've seen that. I was aware of that. You're right. It can't be easily changed. In theory, it needs multi-sig.
The second thing is when you have this bathroom metaphor, it's like FD Blocks has their own whitelisting. They use information from us about whitelisted collections, but they additionally have their own whitelisting. And so, as I said, what I say here is just as a private person and not as somebody out here from Atomic Hub.
Right.
But I feel if I'm Atomic Hub, then it's my it all falls down to Pink GG. If they make a bad decision about a whitelisting, they still say do your own research, but it fails back to them. So they need to be cautious in a specific way to not lead you into problems. But as I said, that's really just my private opinion. Those kind of discussions, if you want to have like finite publicly available answers, you need to get those to Jonah, an example, or John.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. What? I don't even remember now. Maybe I didn't send it anywhere. Sven. Yo, did you know this, Captain Degen, that you've seen Frozen, right? And like the big dumb moose from that, those are the same Svens, if you didn't know. Yeah. That was the problem this whole time.
Okay. Yeah, Captain Deacon, how is your game going on?
I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, Going well. I think they got a poker thing they're doing tomorrow that we
right.
are
I'm invited.
sponsoring. Yeah, dude.
I'm invited, but it's like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. for me.
Sleep is overrated, bro.
So I sent over some packs, some gift boxes to Captain Deacon's team. But I don't know yet if I can make it at 3 a.m. I love poker, but it's like, ooh.
All right. Do I have enough for 3 here? Let's see. I hate being wax poor. I feel sweet. All right. I'm not going to open these ones. Let me grab Least Comics. So on the first one, on the main grub, we'll do the unopened packs, and then on the other ones we'll do random opened. I'm just going to pick and send it, so you get what you get, and that's how that works. Sound good? Y'all can't argue.
Look up on how many people already redeemed their account. I mean, it's just at least one, which is you. You also need to redeem your NFTG.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna do that. All right, Least Comic. Boom. Good luck to you, sir.
Oh, somebody redeemed Brain.FX. Cool.
Brain.FX. I like that.
All right, we need 2 more contestants. Jump on in there. Let's go. Oh, fuck off with that. We stopped doing that because whatever. There's 168. Boom. Let's go. Oh, consumer break. Come on. Just kidding. I think you got in there. All right. You know what? I've been forgetting my resizes lately.
Oh.
So we haven't talked about UALs at all. It's okay though. We have a good talk. Here's what I know. I know that I'm trying to do things that are way outside the scope of what I should be trying to do, but I'm having like mild success. One of the things that I was trying to do in the last hour before this stream, which makes a ton of sense, I could have prepared, but instead I tried in the last hour to so I was going to pick apart the so the Nefty UAL for Wax, in my opinion, is the best one. So that's the cloud wallet. I got a chance to talk with Max from Nefty about it kind of in length. We have a private channel over there in their server, and just to interact with the team. And he also agreed that like all of the packages are bloated, like they're really bad. Like if I ran I showed Josh this, so I ran right now I'm also working on Twitch tools, and specifically a streamer calendar where it's got all kinds of cool features, but the idea was born out of just flat out of need. I noticed that when I was scheduling interviews and events, like, I would send out my Calendly link, but then once in a while people would ask me like, what's good for you? And my answer was always like, whenever. And it shouldn't have been whenever. It should have been, I should have like some idea of when is optimal for not only for viewers, but for raids and everything else that goes along with Twitch. And there's no tool that does that, not in a, like, it gets granular. So where I can like see specific groups if I wanted to, like I can segment them into like here's like specifically Wax streamers, or here's all Warsaken streamers, or here's all NFT, or here's NFT and crypto, etc. Right. And combining that with NFT ownership, like the ambassador badges, is what I'll work with first, because they're already distributed and they're non-transferables, and you'll be able to like identify users based on that, and users will be able to log in and claim their accounts and etc. It's getting quite complex. I went way too far, but it's going to be pretty neat. I'm using Solid Waxnames.JS, if you've heard of it, specifically for the rows of the calendar, so that they are like, they're basically like, I don't know, Josh, maybe I'm using this terminology incorrectly, but I'm pretty sure, like, I know they're web components, but they're almost going to be like little microservices, because I am going to, they will have their own Firebase instance that is hooked up to PubSub, so that way you can get Google push notifications, right? Like, you'll be able to, like, look at a particular streamer, or they'll, drop or whatever is on the calendar, whatever you filter to, and you'll be able to select, get notification, and then, that'll ping through your phone. And for that to keep track of the time and to be able to handle like volume at scale, I think that it needs to be a microservice. So that's kind of how I'm working it. And it's all kind of like new stuff. Like Solid.js is pretty new. Like, I feel like in less than 2 years, right? And the guy who founded it, the creator, super smart guy. Shout out to him and their team. But then there's also like Remix, if you've heard of Remix, which is from the React Router team, and that's like gaining steam and popularity. And then there's also other frameworks like Astro and Quick, and Svelte is gaining in popularity. And I feel like a lot of these frameworks don't work with the UALs. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but there's 2 Wombat UALs, right? So there's ULA Wombat and Wombat-UAL. And I think the latter was requested. I mean, Pigwig, if you know who Pigwig is from the Green Rabbit smart contract dev, good buddy of mine. He's the one who had even sent me the Wombat-UAL, and because it didn't work with the Next.js. Like, if you tried to use it there, it would fail. And I believe they reworked it for them.
I see UAL Wombat is by Pink.
Yeah, correct. Yep. And then there's a Wombat-UAL. I can find it for you.
So technically, from what I know, Wombat has not released anything because it's just a scatter protocol.
So they just like put a skin over the scatter? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. It's just scatter.
Yeah, underneath it all, it's just scatter, pretty much.
Interesting.
That's why if you have Wombat installed, as far as I know, and you just hit the like anchor button on a website, it will actually work because it's just ESR underneath it all.
Interesting. So then anybody could go and grab the scatter repo and put addressing on it.
Yeah.
But it would still be the old shitty code that's bloated and doesn't work with modern tech, right?
Yeah.
Or modern frameworks.
Yeah.
So technically,
go ahead.
Wombat did some extra heavy lifting to open up when you press on anchor buttons. So there is like this protocol that is connected to anchor, but Wombat had the problem that a lot of dApps did not integrate Wombat or scatter protocol, so they decided to support the anchor protocol. So that's the reason why, if you sometimes hit on anchor things, even if you want anchor to open, Wombat opens up. Especially a problem on mobile.
Yeah, very interesting. Yeah. So what I was trying to do, I don't know if I ever got to the point of what I was trying to explain, was create a UAL as a web component. And I was halfway there, man. And you know what happened? Like, I went to go build it, and like, it just started throwing like common.js and ES modules. Like, it just didn't like what I was trying to do. And I feel like it's like an ES6, ES7. I kind of understand it, but then I also don't. I know that there's usually things that you have to do. Like I only learned like what a polyfill was like, a few weeks ago, maybe like a month or two ago. Yeah. But I know what they do, and I know that we need to do that or rewrite it.
I think, to be honest, I think it needs to be rewritten. That's my opinion. My opinion is that it needs to be rewritten from the ground up to kind of be like more, I suppose, not architected in a less bloaty way, but pretty much that's the guts of what needs to happen. Like the core principles are the same. It just, I suppose, a major refactor needs to happen because it is quite bloated. I think the core problem with it right now is that nobody has the responsibility of doing it.
Right, dude. You know who the authors of like the first? It was fucking Block One, man. Like, I don't know if I told you this, Sascha, but I one of the things I was developing, I needed it to be compatible with React 17, and it just wouldn't work. And so, I'm crafty and not, super dumb. I'm okay. And I went and I looked into the PRs, like, because I noticed that like they weren't getting pulled, and I'm like, dude, I wonder if anybody went in and submitted a PR for any React updates, and they sure did, and it was sitting in there, unpulled. And so I grabbed the code and talked with Josh about what I should do as far as licensing and all that. He guided me, and accidentally published it publicly. I didn't mean to do that, but again, I don't know what I was doing. So there's a React 17 compatible ULA React, what's called React 17 renderer out there in the wild. It actually gets downloads too. I'm kind of proud of that.
Okay, cool.
But I shouldn't have to do that, man. Like Block One, if the audience doesn't know about Block One, they, like everyone else early in crypto, are all. I'm pretty convinced that everybody who got into blockchain, like before 2018, like it was all criminals. So they all came to steal and do bad stuff.
Okay.
We got a couple of good ones that stayed, but it feels like that sometimes because Block One were bad guys. They stole a bunch of money, I think, from the ICO. And anyway, that's the reason why you hear the word antelope, if I'm not mistaken, right? And all of that. Do y'all have any? I'm sorry, I'm rambling now.
Yeah, I think that is the core thing, is that it was originally created by obviously Block One, them guys, and then kind of since everyone's kind of, there's been, so I suppose, no collective effort to actually kind of make a new version of it. I think it's just kind of being everyone doing their own little bits to hacking stuff together and just kind of making it work for themselves, but not necessarily it being done collectively for the community or whatever, which I think that's the core thing with it right now, is just really getting, I suppose, people together to actually do that, and actually maintain it and keep it going. Because I know on our end, where we have, we kind of mainly work in .NET, so we're mainly doing .NET stuff. But it's a similar kind of thing there. It's just no one has there's no team allocated to do it. You know what I mean? Which is the tricky part, because it is a lot of work to maintain. It's just, obviously people are incentivized by money, and if money isn't there, people aren't going to do it because people are busy. I
hear that, dude. I don't disagree that something should be done. I mean, that's just,
I think something definitely needs to be done. I know that from our end, we're more than happy to throw resource at it, to be part of the contributors for it, or whatever way that would need to work, because I think that it's inhibiting growth, I believe. I don't know.
Yeah, so here's oh, am I sharing my screen? I think I am. Yeah, it undoubtedly is. Wapag asks, Wombat works with ULA, Wombat, ULA Anchor, and Scatter too. I believe that answer is yes, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I bought drugs with Bitcoin in the beginning. Yeah, dude. The darknet was pretty cool, man. They're getting sued by the NF right now, asking for $1 billion. Damn. Yep.
Yeah, they won't.
TD, we'll have to talk sometime. Maybe the Twitch calendar can talk to my Twitch scribe. Yeah, dude. NFT Hive also submitted a wax proposal. They're doing something with the drops on Twitch. It just seems like everybody just said like, hey, there's no streamer support for wax, and we should build some shit. And it sounds like there's quite a few people building things. Yeah, dude, 100%. What I'm building, the crux of it is it's being built to be able to be extended by like other developers and other things. I'm not going to be able to explain the entire concept or the technicalities of it, but yes, I am hoping absolutely that people will be able to use the calendar and add to it their own shit. So these, if I'm not mistaken, Josh, these look slow, right? Like these are all bad numbers. What did you say to keep it under in KB? Didn't you tell me something when I said like I don't even understand KB and MB?
Yeah, I mean it like 100. So like 133 kilobytes isn't like scary, I suppose. Like, you know, in general, I think the problem is that generally on a site, like, you know, ideally you want it to be under like 3 megabytes really for a first load. Like that's kind of where you want it to be at. I mean, you can get it to blow longer, but I mean, it really, you know, when you're starting to have 200 kilobytes here, 200 kilobytes there, it starts to add up, especially when if it's render block in JS, which as far as I know UAL is, which becomes a problem.
Okay.
Because the whole thing is, it doesn't matter if you're loading the bloat script, that really, as long as it's async and it's loading in the background, it just really is the whole thing about render blocking. Because you don't want a massive load. Because I think the core thing too is about accessibility across all regions. Like, I'm in Ireland. Yeah, we have fast internet. Cool. That's not going to be a problem for us. But say if I'm in, I don't know, like somewhere that has bad internet, like, you know, Ghana maybe. I'm assuming the internet isn't great there, where it's like, you know, 500 kilobytes probably download. And, you know, and then that's adding an extra, you know, what, a second or nearly a second to the load time, which starts to, you know, add up over time as this stuff kind of concatenates. And I think it's a sum of all sizes. And specifically, if you run like from an SEO perspective too, and a search perspective and a discovery perspective for growth, if you run like page speed insights on a site that has these UALs in them, it's screaming and kicking saying, listen, this is...
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, you saw when I ran those, right? And so it was like bare minimal, like blazing fucking fast solid JS. Like, you know, that's the one thing that it touts, right? Like solid JS is going to be faster than anything that you can work with, right?
Yeah.
And again, man, I have to load core.js and regenerator runtime packages, which I don't even know what they do. Like I kind of do. I know that the order of them matters because that screws things up. I even had to put a stupid type of window doesn't equal undefined and don't do this, right? Because it was just another like node thing that was screwing me up. I put all that in, and then I ran the lighthouse, and so it was literally just one page. And I'm expecting to see like, you know, like all green, like they said, like, you know, solid JS, you run lighthouse, you get all green. And I had like 70 on performance, and that was super disappointing. I go to take a look, and it's all of it's Wombat is first and core.js is second, and just down the list, you know, all of those packages. So I removed them all and run it with just the Nefty. Shout out Deal Neil 992. Just with just the Nefty UAL, which I just had that up on the screen. It's they did a good job with that. At least that's what it feels like when I run it.
Yeah.
I think this is it here. I mean, Josh, that look. I mean, and Sascha, you guys probably both know that looks.
No, that looks much cleaner. Well, put it this way, right? You could fit how many of those into, you know, one of the other URLs. It's kind of, you know, simple maths to tell you that it's kind of pretty decent.
So what is that? Is that a URL for like Cloud Wallet or for?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's the same as the EOS DACIO one. Yeah, it's the Wax Cloud Wallet pop-up, the one with the white modal that pops up, and yeah, it's that. That's what I was trying to do, man. I was trying to put that into a BitDev component. So I was building a solid.js web component, and then I was gonna deploy it to BitDev. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but I'm super bullish on it because I think front end microservices like this are going to go a long way. What I was hoping to be able to do is to get it down to just like an HTML tag where you added properties to it and said Wombat Anchor. You know what I mean? Like that would be super cool.
That would be dope.
And that's all you got to do is like you could literally create an index HTML file on your in Notepad and put a script tag in there calling the module and then using the web component HTML tag, and boom, now you're logging into Wax on like that. That would make development, I feel like,
50 times easier and quicker, because like the core thing is, and you see it all times in like the Wax developers chat, it's just people asking same questions over and over again, because there is a barrier to entry that is much higher on Wax than on other chains, and it's because of stuff like this that it's causing it. It's concatenating. And while for guys that have been in the ecosystem for a long time, because I think that's one thing that happens within the ecosystem as a whole, is people kind of once you're familiar with it, you're like, oh, that's easy, you know, you just do this, this, and this. But for someone getting started, it's not. And, you know, core adoption is all about that user experience. You know, what is a dev's experience like? And these are things that are going to take Wax from, okay, good to great. That's what I think anyway.
Right. Have either of you seen or played with Proton's login, their what do they call it? The WebAuth? Yeah, WebAuth.
I like it. It's really good. Really good.
What's that built with? What can you tell me about that? What can you tell the audience about that? Anything?
I haven't played too much with it. I've only kind of briefly dived into it. But it's Proton kind of have their ducks in line, so to speak, I think anyway. You know, everything kind of seems to be much more, I suppose, packaged nicely and just kind of much more together. But it seems to be much more of a collective effort where it's kind of like they're targeting specific issues. Like, for example, on Proton, there's like a whole white label marketplace and stuff.
WebAuth for PC. Yeah. And so, if I'm not mistaken, it uses biometrics also, which is interesting. I know that they were they had a heavy push right after FTX happened, and they had a fucking awesome clapback to Coinbase. I think it was like Coinbase did this like fake New York Times newspaper article, and I'll have to check it out. I'll post it somewhere. It was super clever, right on time, and a complete diss to what they had posted. The crux of it was just Coinbase was like, we need to do this, and Proton was like, we already did this, check us out, kind of a thing. Super cool. But I don't know if biometrics on the blockchain, like I don't know if it's time for that yet. It feels like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like the road to mass adoption to me. That doesn't feel like the road to mainstream. That feels like the same way that we felt about GPS. I've said this before on other stream. Like, if you remember back to GPSs, they used to be these things that you would put on your windshield and had to plug into your cigarette lighter. And I remember back then it was hearing this just big brother watching us in 1984 and this, that, and the other thing. And it took about 20 years, right? And now you bring products into your home that have GPS in them and you don't even know. Like, they're in your fucking light bulbs, they're in your phone, they're in every computer, every device, anything that connects to the internet basically has GPS chip in it, for the most part. And we don't care about it. We've it's run its course. And I feel like blockchain technology, that's where we need to get with it, where it's like it's an afterthought. Like, of course it has that. Why wouldn't it be on the blockchain? And I just don't want to wait 20 years. I don't think I'm going to be alive in 20 years.
I think
Oh,
the core.
wow.
I think. Well, hopefully you're still around. But I think the core bit is right now we need to make Web3 dev experience, user experience on par with Web2. That's literally what we need to do. That's step one.
Dude. Agreed.
That's step one.
That's step one. We forget everything else, all this other cool stuff. No point worrying about it until it's on par. Like, let's talk game development for a second. Like, even that, like the infrastructure, like the Web3 game development process, even like security checks, even like everything that's typically done just isn't done in Web3 compared to Web2 development. So it like, you know, things take time to develop, obviously, but it's about getting the basics right, I think, and not just having everyone's eyes on the glory shiny things and maybe getting down with some of the stuff that's not so fun to do, like fixing UAL.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's a tricky one because it's hard to know whose responsibility or who should be maintaining it. You know, who should
Right.
be the one?
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting question.
Because
I mean, technically, Wax.io.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, and through Wax Labs and their proposals, but it's you know, I feel like there should be, and I know that Wax.io I think is working on something through the proposal system that might help. It's like a Fiverr for they're going to be hopefully bringing more developers in and making the hiring or the transaction process, you know, with the escrow system a lot easier and better. And it's, you know, it's just like those are the kind of things that we need to see. I feel like I tweeted this the other day, and it's true. Like, you know, earlier this year and last year, I remember when working with Green Rabbit and you know, I guess I won't say anything more, but there was always they're trying to go way too fucking fast, like, you know, roadmaps, like people's roadmaps, and that I feel like that's why I'm so opinionated about projects when I go to review them, and I'm so, you know, bearish on the majority of them. I can look at a roadmap and say this is bullshit, like this is all bullshit. You just threw things together on bulleted points, and you have no idea how long it's going to take to get there, and nor do you have a plan. And it's all because of that greed time plus lazy times FOBO. FOBO equals clicker. Kushta, instead of building themselves or something better, just making a staking farm and calling it a game. Yeah, man. So Josh, you can tell us more about what as a professional and experienced game studio developer, what do we need next, man? And not just Wax, like what does Web3, what are they lacking that?
Well, so like I talk with big game companies on a daily basis. A lot of them are our clients, and we kind of like what we're doing right now, and what our core thing is, we're bridging the gap between Web 2 and Web 3 for games. That's kind of our core thing, is bridging that gap, being that kind of middle person, essentially. And what all these game companies are struggling with right now is three major things. Number one is rules and regulations. That's the biggest one. Listen, as a big company like Take-Two Interactive, they cannot put out a product unless it's gone through the correct framework, right? Regulatory framework. Yeah. We've already got that solved. I was part of the process for the ESRB. I met with the guys there, who's the games rating framework. I went to them, met with them, and they will approve Web3 games. They will rate Web3 games now. as part, thankfully, off the back of kind of, obviously that some discussions that were had, they will review them and rate them. The way the ESRB is looking at games is they are viewing games, NFTs, all Web3 stuff, as downloadable content. So you can get your games rated. So that's problem number one solved. Rules and regulations, we've got that sorted. Number two is then is the obviously connecting the game engines to the blockchains. It's a tough challenge. It is a tough challenge. Many people, well, not many people have done it at all. And we're going to start seeing in 23 a lot more SDKs come out. Like, for example, MetaMask just launched their Unity SDK.
What?
No, it was in their it was in their like their newsletter or whatever.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those things where it's starting to come out. These things are starting to come and happen. So as that starts to gain adoption, which I'm sure it will, that's number two solved. And then number three is one of the kind of big elements, and it's actually a big topic of conversation when I'm talking with these game companies, is what is actually beneficial about using Web3 for games. Like, what changes the experience? What makes it fun? Doing a clicker is not a great experience for gamers or whatever. It needs to be fun for their audiences. So we need to see actual usages of Web3 in a meaningful way for these guys to move into it. But I can already tell you, like, AAA companies are working on Web3 games. It just takes time. It takes 3 years for a decent AAA game to be made. It just is what it is. And are we going to see like everyone go like, full tilt right away? No, not a hope in hell. It's going to be very kind of step-toed in. Look at what Netmarble did with Ni no Kuni Crossworld. Great. I thought that was great. Really nice.
I don't know what any of that meant. Sascha, are you a gamer?
Yes, I'm coming from the gaming world.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Before I joined the blockchain space, I worked for Improbable. I don't know, Josh, if you know Improbable.
Improbable? Where are they based?
London-based. Improbable.io, doing metaverse tag and low latency stuff, networking technology that can handle thousands of players in the same scene at the same moment.
Nice.
It's quite crazy stuff. So I know about the pipelines and that it takes to build a AAA game. And yes, there are a lot of things happening. And if you look and like different chains, like what I don't know if I told it here or the stream before, Immutable Acts, where you can see the prototype, like Gods Unchained, which do it in a quite good way. Like, you're having a Web2 experience, and then you can go and blend your forge your collected cards into NFTs, but you don't need to do it. You can have like the whole gaming experience without the chain. And then the chain is like an additional layer on top.
Yeah.
And they did it in a quite good well. And I'm really looking forward for more games to come out in this direction.
Yeah. IMX are great. Like, and that's another thing. This is another issue. And that brings it. Like, at Gamescom, let's talk Gamescom, for example, last year. Like, not many of these companies actually, like, blockchain guys actually attend a lot of these conferences. I know the Pink guys were at Gamescom as well, and we were kind of and IMX, and we were all like sweeping up like game companies that are looking to have these conversations, that are actively looking to engage and looking to get involved. But at the end of the day, the tech still has to be there. The infrastructure still has to be there. If it's not there, no one's going to move ahead with it. But I think next year we're going to start to see a lot of that on the game dev front. But I think it's going to take a lot more movement and a lot more force behind it to get it going than currently we have right now. And then there's the whole thing of which chain is going to get adopted, because there's a big fight right now for who's actually going to get the games. And if the people don't develop infrastructure, then it's not going to happen.
I don't think it's going to be Wax. And I don't mean to be pessimistic or negative.
I'd love for it to be Wax. I have a very soft spot in my heart for Wax.
Yeah, I think it's going to be someone stupid like Flo, aka Dapper, or Solana, maybe even Cardano.
Yeah.
Maybe Polygon. They're picking up speed now, right? Didn't they just drop something big? Somebody
Polygon. See the thing
the
with
stupid
Polygon.
Trump ones, man. Like when you get something that kind of goes viral like that, then it's like then that chain gets, I don't know. I feel like that it cascades things.
So let's talk. Like Polygon incentivized developers heavily to develop on Polygon, so they give money to people.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they incentivize heavily. So, I mean, if you're a game company, think of it this way. If you're a game company, right, and you're used to making millions of dollars in revenue each year, and one blockchain is saying to you, hey, listen, we're so confident that you'll have a good experience on our chain, we're willing to pay you to come onto it. Who are you going to go with? You're going to go with them or the guys that don't? Simple.
Right. Yeah, man. I think Wax is built for it. They definitely are built for it. EOS, all of the EOS IO chains, I feel like are built for it. I don't know, man. We might even see ETH sneak in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
What I do know is that we're in the era of the shit chains now. We know the shit coins came first, and now, like, dude, every time I turn around, there's a new chain. I'm like, dude, like, what are you doing? Like, why do we need you? Like, why? And the answer is in my equation up there. It's greed. You have to control the entire economy. You can't contribute to a thriving or an existing one. You want to have all the tokens, not just a percentage of them. At least that's what I feel like. Like, I don't understand why anybody who wasn't in an enterprise situation where it's like, well, we have to have our own chain because we're enterprise private, would be making new public chains. Like, what,
I mean, you may have also this dilemma of people thinking they can do it better. I do a better API. I do a better system.
Yeah,
and so on. So I agree with you. I guess it's greed in many ways. So
control and power,
power, prestige. There are many desires on
right.
Why to do things. But when looking at the things, really, looking at the asset standards, I feel with atomic assets we have a quite premier standard, a quite good standard compared to the ERC standards. But still, if you don't like atomic acids and want to do some new thing, then I can understand why this idea is born quickly. And you can also say people that don't understand the standard or how to utilize it properly, say, oh, I start from the green grass. I do the better thing. I do it the way I imagine it to be and not following established standards.
Yeah, I think, what do you think of the opinion that Wax needs another standard? So when I came in, there were simple assets, atomic. There still is. It's just simple acids has been completely obliterated and destroyed, and nobody uses it anymore. And everything is atomic acids, right? Personally, I feel like there's some flaws, and some that are kind of major. I think, well, at least one major flaw, in my opinion, in the atomic acid standard, and a couple just annoyances, like the way that it handles types, specifically images. Like, yo, it's ridiculous, man. You ever have to iterate over 1,000 NFTs to try to find the image? And is it, name image
Yeah.
type image, or is it name IPFS, or is it name string, or like, dude, it's super annoying. It should be like one thing only.
I'm gonna throw a proper spanner into the works here. From a developer's point of view and from a dev, from a Web 2 perspective, they shouldn't have to care about NFT standards. You should be able to use whichever you want within a closed framework. Like, for example, in my opinion, the ultimate version of an SDK is one that supports both asset standards and can integrate all of them. So it gives options to developers. If you want to use atomic asset standards, cool. If you want to use simple assets, cool. Now, some people might say, well, that hurts the marketplaces because it spreads the liquidity thin. The best one will always win, ultimately. Consensus, the market will choose the best one that wins. But
so is atomic assets the best, or is it the only, is the question?
Well, right now we don't have really any others. Well, isn't the guys from NFT Hive doing like an asset standard, or was that
I don't know, are they? That's one of my long-term goals. Like, you know what I'm doing, and I'm really bullish on the the idea of executable files and NFTs, XNFTs. Solana's doing that, and I don't know that if given the option, I wouldn't put it on atomic assets. I'm gonna have to, but like if I had an option, like, do you think an XNFT should be its own standard, or should it go on atomic assets? Like, yeah, dude, of course I'm going to opt for it, because there's so many things that I feel like are either missing or not missing, just not done or not built for on atomic assets that could be streamlined and built better with a new standard. But I'm not there yet in my technical skill set to be able to sit down and be like,
it's tricky because you are going to always have that thing of, all right, I can do it better than these guys, and I see a different path for my implementation point. That's
after I just talked all that shit about chains and sticking with what is there. Here I am doing the same shit about standards. How funny is that?
It's funny. It's an easy trap to step into. I think it's a matter of making things the way I look at it at a very microservice point of view. Now, maybe it's my background that makes me do that, but I think everything should be able to connect and just kind of integrate with each other in a Lego brick style. That's the thing that makes service-oriented architecture so powerful, is that you can do that and things can operate independently of each other. So I think it's a matter of not that there being one, maybe there is only one, but there should be the option for two. It shouldn't matter, it should just be able to be plugged in and kind of, work essentially, because that's what Web2 devs care about. Like, this is one big thing that I've nearly stopped using the term NFT when I'm talking to even game companies. I don't use it anymore.
That's another thing that I think that we need big time. Like, we need to rebrand not only NFT, like just crypto and blockchain. Like, let's just all start calling it something else. And that's the fastest way to get this negative bullshit off our backs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For example, here's another like, kind of one. Like, I just say when I'm talking to like game companies, I just talk to them about their digital asset strategy, and they're like, what's a digital asset strategy? It's like, well, you've in-game, it's like in-game, and a lot of them, when you kind of lay it out, they say, all right, okay, that makes sense. So you're telling me I can like horizontally and vertically scale my architecture without having my own in-house hardware if I put it on a blockchain? Great. Save me a crap ton of money.
Yeah. Consumer Break's got the idea here. Sascha, what are your thoughts on that, man? Do you feel like there's just a too big of a negative connotation with NFTs, specifically with gamers? Like, why do gamers hate NFTs, or do they hate NFTs rather?
Oh wow, this is a deep question. So there are different reasons for why gamers do not like NFTs. One of the things is the way some companies tried to treat NFTs. So some companies announced like, we're selling you the old shit that you already experienced in games again, but now we call it NFTs and you can trade them and we will make money with your trade. And this is like one of the reasons why people are afraid of it or don't like it, because they feel it's like a scam from the game industry, like getting them to pay double or again and again on the same content they already enjoyed years ago. Another thing is bad propaganda. You can use like a lot of examples when people were scammed already, or people do copyright infringements and sell stuff where they don't own the IP, and people are sitting on their assets that have no value. And then they're coming people out and talking these stories. If you really look at NFTs and explain a gamer, hey, it's just the next level of things that you've done for the last 20 years. You're playing a game, you're getting an asset, and now when you stop playing the game, you can sell the asset.
You still have the asset.
Your account, you just sell the asset. And this story is a quite easy and simple one.
It's like like RAM and hard drive. Like before you had RAM, when you turned the computer off, everything went away. Now you have a hard drive. Now you can save shit. Like
it's, and I think though the first real decent implementation isn't going to even mention NFTs. It should. Gamers should not even care about.
That's like, what I was saying. Like the GPS example. Yeah.
It's like saying, like, imagine, right? Imagine the next Call of Duty comes out, right? And in their press release, they're like the thing, imagine E3, all the flashy lights, and them saying, we use a SQL database. It's like, lads, no one's going to say that, It's like, they're not going to do it. And anyone that thinks they will, it's not cool. You shouldn't have, the gamers should not have to care. And that's the one thing, and that's what I get asked, like, every time I'm talking with these guys too, is we don't tell people our infrastructure. It just works and happens. So what's going to happen is, like, and this is what's going to happen.
That's an excellent
is point, literally, it's going to be a platform that comes out and a game that comes out where users are going to be able to trade assets between each other. The game company's not going to mention anything about NFTs, anything about blockchain, and then it's just going to happen. Like, and then a month later, people will figure out, oh, these are actually being minted to a blockchain. That was cool. That was a cool implementation. It's just digital assets. But what they'll do is, the way they'll do it is, I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, Ubiplague with Ubisoft, they had an ecosystem, where you could trade assets between their games. And that'll be the first implementation, just between, like, say, Ubisoft's Ghost Recon title and Watch Dogs. That was how they did it. So it'll just be a similar implementation. And the game companies already know, and just for Weega's comment, the game companies already know they can make money out of this. They already know. But they already know that the problem right now, and the reason they're not, a lot of them have held off, is because it takes time to make a decent game. We're seeing games that were started in development 3 years ago. That's right now. That's kind of how it is. So you just got to be patient and just it takes time to develop the real actual games that game developers are working on. But, like, if I invite anyone to, if you actually want to see what the gaming NFT landscape is, go to something like Gamescom. Go to something like E3. Go to something like, CES for in a month, in actually 2 weeks. And I can guarantee you will see actual real games there and real developers building, real people using the technology to the fullest of its extent, and not just doing these sort of, I suppose, Ponzi-like, creations, and just using, kind of, that baggy holder when DLC is NFT drop. 23 is going to be 23. You go ahead. Go ahead, Sasha.
We need to admit we are all still early. So AAA companies are not early adopters. They are like they need to see the chasm is crossed. So and the majority will play the game. That's what happened now. They've seen the Gartner hype cycle where you very low down, and we are now in the phase of establishment and the phase of the truth to come. So I'd say that from how the AAA studios made it, they made it right. They waited for a bit of time. They did their research and they did it well, and now they were jumping in. Exactly what you said is surprisingly, when I open up Fortnite, I see a message, blockchain is loading. If I'm logged in, I see like a huge hash on the top left of the screen, which may be my chain account. So from what I see, Fortnite is already doing all that internally and may break out that in some future to make this able or not. Maybe they're just using the chain because it's valuable for them to use a chain. But this is all possible, and exactly what you said, Josh. It's like we need an implementation that is silent and that is not visible to anybody, and then we can say them, hey, it's on the chain. You can trade this. You have assets that are really worth money, and somebody wants them, and that's how you can kick off this whole journey for the mainstream, and that's how you get Diablo 5 will be NFTs. So let's see if not even Diablo 4. It's going to be released in June. But I guess not at the release, but maybe later.
Yeah. And like I've talked to some game companies and like they've kind of been like, well, Josh, we've already used blockchains previously in like in a completely different facet for storing data internally. It's kind of like this isn't a new technology. It's kind of like this is just everyone's hyping it up now. It's like, yeah, okay, but you know, it is something that's going to happen. It's very similar to the mobile adoption curve. Very similar. If anyone was around in the early days of mobile, it was everyone said it's a scam. Everyone was like, yeah, listen, this isn't going to take fire. And then companies like Zynga, Rovio, and all these guys started. And now look at them, they're billion-dollar companies. It just takes time. And we're at that point where it is at that, what I like to call the point of maximum pain in an industry, in a sector, and where everyone that is not going to stay is not going to stay, and everyone that is going to, you know, kind of continue to build, innovate, and try and work with the technology is going to do that. But I think in the future thing, you're not going to have to care about which blockchain you're on either. I think that's another big farce, is that multi-chain is the way of the future. If anyone thinks that a game company is going to go with one chain, you don't understand, I suppose, the basic economics of how a game company works fundamentally. What games companies will do is they will go multi-chain because they want to attract the biggest audience. It only makes sense, you know? So what they will do is, and this is where bridges start to come in, and obviously bridges are the most vulnerable points for blockchain.
Yeah, why is that? Why is every time there's a bridge, it gets hacked and everything? Why?
It's
you know
just,
the answer?
Bridges are just like blockchain bridges. The reason that they all seem to be kind of, I suppose, the most, because all the blockchain bridge a lot of the time is just a smart contract that just synchronizes data between the chains. I think it's just the different standards that the different chains have just open up a lot of, you know, areas for exploitation because they're moving. So there is a point there where it's actually not on one chain, it's on, you know, it's on another.
So Josh, you said that you talked to a lot of game companies, right?
Oh yes, a lot.
So I need to call in a favor. I'm going to do it publicly and put you on the spot here because it's super important to me. All right, so let me show you this game, right? Oh, I can get it over there. God damn it. I got this tiny ass screen. Hold on a second. I have to do it this way. There's a screen behind me, yes. All right, there we go. Star friggin' Stable. Have I told you the story about Star Stable, Josh?
No, you haven't.
Okay, it's not a Web3. It's a horse game, and my little girl, my oldest girl, Elise, is I think I told the story on the stream the other day, is she rides horses with her mother, and she has horses and loves horses. It's her thing. And she plays this game, and she calls Daddy up every so often and says, Daddy, I need star coins. Can you buy me some star coins? And I can't say no to my children when they ask for something. I'm incapable of doing it. So I spend money on non-NFT shit, right? And I got pulled up my PayPal just to show you how ridiculous. And this is just my PayPal, not my debit card. And like in the last, so like this one was just the other day, dude. Like and these aren't huge amounts here, but this is money.
They add up. They add up.
Yeah, dude. This is like, this one was like some special, like holiday special she just had to have, and so yeah, like these not being NFTs is fucking killing me, dude. Like it just in my soul, I feel it. Like, why am I spending money on assets that are not, like. And so here's my ask. Can you reach out to these guys?
Oh, that's
I will work for free. I will work for free if they will come to a Web3 solution.
That's made by Pixel Tales. Yeah.
So, do you know these guys?
I met them in passing previously, and they got bought out and ended up to be Star Stable Entertainment, as far as I know. Yeah, I definitely met them before. I can reach out.
At least like maybe even if it's only just like a version. I don't know how this game works. I don't know if it's like an MMO or what. Like if is she interacting with us? Like I don't even know. I don't think so. So then really, like they could just have like maybe a Web3 version. I don't know. Is it open source? I don't know. Can we do something so that?
Yeah, because Star Stable is like a very old game. That Star Stable that got developed back in like 2007. That's how old it is. That's an old ass game. They ended up getting bought out, which happens quite a lot in the game space. Yeah, but yeah, no, I'll send some messages. Can't make any promises, but
yeah, dude, that would be super cool. Like I'm half joking, but I'm half not, man. Yeah, because it's like every time she asks me, like and part of that is like some, I don't know. I think it's some childhood trauma of my own of being afraid to ask my parents for things. Well, really, I mean that's extended beyond my parents just admitting that or asking for something, right? Like I despise it, and I just felt a certain way if I had to ask, my parents for money or things or whatever, and I never wanted my kids to feel that way, and like I've way overcompensated. Like their mother tells me I spoiled them rotten, and it's I think it's okay.
Yeah. I think and one thing too that a lot of people don't realize is like I think the revigoration of old IP is a big avenue too. Like, and the IPs aren't that hard to get. I mean, a lot of the time, all a real IP revigoration requires is a minimum revenue guarantee, typically like 200 plus K for the game, and then some obviously creative vision shared between the projects, and then that usually will get them over the line.
Yeah, so this is the second question about management stuff. What is this? Sascha, can you elaborate on what this ask is? Do you know what 3X is asking?
Example, are you going to do a stream with management stuff to show us how things are done?
Managing what? I don't understand
I also don't get an example. Please help.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah.
I think he's maybe talking about like different project management styles, maybe like, Agile, Scrum, that sort of stuff,
Possibly.
Tooling potentially and what you use.
Yeah. What are you?
Example, please elaborate if you meant that.
Are you an Agile guy, Sascha?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not super well versed on it. I know the basics though. I know that I'm not doing it.
I mean, depends on the size of the team, right? If you're alone,
yeah, this is probably like one of my longest streams ever, and we'll probably go after this Grubfish. I don't even know what we're playing now. Sorry, we'll figure it out, brother. What is this? Messy.
So,
did this just happen? This is old news, ain't it?
Example wants to know something about being successful, and I can tell you there is one thing in my life about being successful, and this is being obsessed with details, making every nitty-gritty detail wide, investing time in communication, investing time in your audience. Imagine example, just give me the second to go deeper in this. I'm currently selling VFX accounts. You yourself got 55 Wax.FX for 55 Wax. If you look at the current FX Wax price, this is just like $2, $3. I invested time to mint you that thing, to explain it to you. What I invested in my time is a lot more than what's worth 55 Wax. But I did it. I did it for the experience. I did it because I like to connect. I did it because I believe there's value in that connection. I did it because I believe that in the long term, that will work out positive for me. So I'm obsessed with bringing good experiences to people, even if I need to invest time and money up front, because I'm 100% certain that this is working out in the long term. And even if it's not you buying something from me, you may have a good feeling, a good sense. You talk positive about your experience with me, and maybe somebody else comes back. So what goes round comes round. And that's what I feel and I see is my way to be a successful human. It's not about my job only or about my private hustles like FX. It's all in my life. It's make all the details wide, and that's key to me. And another thing I want to quote Steve Jobs, which I am having on my wall here, is the only way to do great work is to love what you do. And I'm obsessed with details and love things to be right. So enough of a monologue. But yeah, I hope this answered your question.
Yeah, that reminds me of another quote. Let me read it to you here. So it says, I don't care how great you are or how much you succeed. Without self-love, you're nothing. Self-love is discipline, and discipline is doing something that you hate, but doing it like you love it. Citation, Mike Tyson said that, of all people. It was like very profound. Yo, he's gotten, I don't know. I've always been such a huge fan of Tyson.
He's turned into a bit of a sage, hasn't he?
Yeah, man. He has a life story and a lot of experience to speak from. Yeah, put your mother in a straight jacket. Yo, if you don't know what that is, don't Google it and don't watch it. But I laugh every time I see it. I don't know. I've managed a lot of people. Josh, I would imagine you have as well. The best advice that I can give, or I was given and I can re-give, is never ask someone to do something that you haven't done or wouldn't be willing to do yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's like way top on the list. And then another thing, I posted this on Twitter also, familiarity, which is a super hard word to pronounce for me. I think I nailed it right there though. Familiarity breeds contempt. So, you know, if you're managing somebody, this is why the FTX thing is like fucking mind blowing. Like there were 10 people who were all banging each other, and that was who was running like that. It's so bad for business. It's destined to explode or implode. You know, the familiarity, that's, you know, never let your subordinates, if you have subordinates or even peers for that matter, get too familiar with you, right? Because then that, you know, the respect level goes way down, and then you're gonna have to start calling them by their badge number to reset expectations. That's just talk. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But yeah, you know, it's a phenomena, I guess. I don't know why we do it, but the more comfortable we get with people, the less the more willing we are to cross lines in boundaries than we would. And you know, I don't know, you know, maybe Tyson had something, some advice on that also. I think there's a quote, but I feel like there's, you know, when you first meet somebody, you're never that same person again, you know.
That's a tricky one.
As you get to know them, you're never that same person I met. In every relationship, romantic relationship I've been in, like I've heard that, and like in my head, I'm like, well, yeah, I'm not like I was trying to fuck you then, like you know, and that sounds terrible. It is terrible, but it's the truth. Like, yeah, like you were seeing like the like my version of my best version,
best self.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's not who I was. Like, that's not who I am. You know, you met like my representative, like, you know.
I think with that, it's a tricky one because, and I can tell you this, like, I've across everyone that I've managed across, like, you know, whatever, and teams I've been in and stuff like that, it's always been the same thing, really. I think setting boundaries is the main thing, and never letting them boundaries get crossed. Because at the end of the day, if you stay too distant from people you're working with, everyone will think you're a dick. That's
right.
And I think it's about
absolutely true.
And I think it's about having that line where you're like, you know, ultimately I can be your friend, but I am your boss. And ultimately at the end of the day, that line can never be crossed. And if that line is crossed, well, then it's boss mode and it is what it is. And I think that's the thing. And making sure everyone's aware of those things really helps you scale vertically across the team. And one thing I got told a very long time ago is that you should never manage more people than you can share a pizza with.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Now that's an interesting one.
No way, dude. That's insane.
Never share
7 people or 3 people or
six on average. 6 on average. Never manage more than 6 people at one time. If you're in your organization, if you're managing more than 6 people, it means you've got a jacked corporate hierarchy. Because at the end of the day, after 6 people, you just can't. I suppose.
Oh, Mankey, shout out.
You just can't, I suppose, keep a relationship with people. And let's look at the big companies. That's why in big companies you have like team manager, you know, senior team manager.
That's fair. Okay, yeah. So you have support behind you though, right? 'Cause I was about to say like Dell managers, man, they got teams like they start at 30, bro.
Like, you know? For example, right, in our team, I can tell you right now, within my team, I manage about 6 people. Yeah, and one of them is marketing director. And then the marketing director handles, you know, obviously the executive marketing assistants, then the market, you know, so it kind of goes down that way. But you should never have direct communication straight down the line. It should be, you know, it should be kind of tailored that way, that everyone knows the expectations and kind of sets it from there, because that's the only way to do it. You cannot manage this team of 30 with a single person.
By yourself. Yeah,
No.
dude, I hear you. So the service industry, and at least in the States, man, like, yeah, forget that. 6 people,
Yeah.
Good luck with that. You got a restaurant, and you got 15
you're managing
8 in the back of house, and
I think it varies per industry, but I find that in the I suppose in the software development middleware area that I'm in, that's what works best.
God damn it. Oh, Mankey, what?
Nice.
Cleaning up, dude.
Wow.
Killing
yeah,
that.
Dude. I don't know what this was in regards to, but that was a back to back.
Yeah. But it's an interesting one. I think the great thing about it too is everyone will have their different own ways of doing it. And what I find is the longer you manage people, the more you learn that it's a give-take relationship on both sides. It's not about all take, it's about giving too. And I always say if the give is twice as much as you get, to make it a fair relationship.
Yeah, I did say one more, and then I went to look to see where I was going to raid to, and I didn't see nobody. So we'll do one more. Sascha, you good on time, buddy? I'm sorry, this turned into a 2.5 hour stream, man.
That's okay. Katarina is currently.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good stream, man. I don't know that. Yeah, dude, I could do this all day probably. I got to get back to work though. I ever show y'all what my whiteboard says? I think Josh knows what it says, right?
I think you've told me, but left my brain. Get back to work.
Yeah.
Get back to work.
Yeah, dude, I saw a yeah, dude, Least Comic is right. So let me go find that picture. I found a better saying for that, and I got to update my whiteboard. I don't know where my dry erase markers are, but I was watching a React video, a React 18 video, and I noticed that somebody high up the list. Hold on, I got it right now. It's such a baller picture. Yo, if anybody is looking to get Trent a Christmas present, I'm about to show you what it is.
Oh, it's an FX account.
Why is this? Copy link. There we go. There it is there. In her background.
Get
shit done. I'm gonna have to update my whiteboard to say that, but I love that. Like, her title was something bigger than this. It was, I don't know. And this is an official React YouTube also. And I was kind of like shocked. I don't know. Not shocked, but I'm like, yo, like that's kind of cool, man. Like, you know what I mean?
Let me go to my whiteboard. I think I can
get shit done. Let's go.
Is that like a camera on a gimbal?
It's a camera on it's called Apple Phone.
Nice.
So I have my iPhone here, and it's like an iPhone controlled
oh wow
thing.
What?
It has an API.
Get out of here. What is this called? I need this in my life.
I will share the link in the chat. It's called
Please. No, dude, whatever.
It's a system. It's the first piece of a system, which is in total like 6K. And I had this for around 2K. Let me share.
Yeah, I couldn't. If I had one of those, I'd be constantly playing with it in the meeting.
Let me quickly.
Yeah, dude, that was super cool.
Someone would be asking a serious question. They'd be like,
I share the link in the public chat. Oh, I can write here also. I can share it here. It's around nearly $2,000.
Suspense piece kit.
Sorry.
It's an expensive piece of kit, like
Yeah,
gear.
it's but I want to have more. I also want to have the chip one and the dolly and stuff like that. So I will end up with like 6K in the end. But it's cool. I mean, it has an API. You can control it. And what my plan is, I want to integrate it with my Twitch bot so people can donate bits and then change the camera.
It makes it move.
So, yeah,
I like that. I like
there's
that.
a lot of fun inside.
Yeah, I
so
like that.
When you get yourself the Hat Plus V2.
Cool. All right, I found somebody to raid to, so let's get this rolling. Yeah, I will have to grab this link. Boom, got it. I got it.
And it even has, like you see here, I can go wherever I want to go. And here is Katarina's desk, an example. And now on my phone, I have saved keyframes. And
it's so just, you can bring it back.
It's just going here into my frame, which I set up before. And it even can loop between keyframes and...
That's a fancy piece of kit.
Yeah, it is a developer's toy. Expensive developer toys. I like it.
Yeah, I don't know why I got to grab that link from another browser. What was the price tag on it?
It's around 1.8k euro.
So be like
wow. What is that in real money though, or crypto?
Oh, it's like $1,600.
Damn, Sascha, you're balling like that, man. What?
And it has, like, as I said, it's having additional modules like face tracking, laser module, modules
that's super cool, man.
lens, and so on. So in the end, it's like around $6,000 to $7,000 if you want to have everything.
Jesus,
I want it. I want it. Next piece is already. I know the next piece is the next 2.5K. And that's added on top here.
Oh God, yeah.
Wapaka, Waxnames.FX.
So if y'all don't know Wapaka, he's one of the coolest and best devs that we have.
Of an FX account. It's the first FX account ever created. Waxnames.FX.
Oh really?
Yes.
Damn.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. Wapaka is one of the our gems that we're lucky to have here.
He's a legend
in the community. As is Nostalgeek. Awesome.
Yeah, he already rolled over into my community.
So. Yeah, dude, he's super awesome, dude.
He's a legend. Good old Wapaka.
All right, dance off, and then we're gonna kick you over to
where are we going to?
Downtown Detail, I think it was, right? I went over there.
Oh, playing Forsaken right now.
Yeah, I went over there to hype it up a little bit, and we'll drop y'all over there. They're doing the same thing. It looks, doing some grubs and whatnot.
Oh, my wife got killed.
I think this is my last stream before
New Year.
Nah, hell no. Before Christmas. Nah.
No.
Shit, dude. Damn. Fuck, man. Yo, it's getting late in the week, man. I should probably do my Christmas shopping tomorrow, right?
Wow, that's late.
Yeah, that's late.
I usually do it on Saturday. I like the rush of it. I don't know why, dude. It's
I can't.
Like, it's intentional at this point. Like, I could have done it earlier.
Yeah.
But I like the pressure and the intensity. Yeah.
I did it one year.
Just how it makes me
Skylanders
feel.
were a thing, and like I had to yeah.
You know,
I'm dead serious. Miss
In,
B, I'm
in
dead
Germany, we
serious.
are already celebrating on Christmas Eve. So 24th is our unboxing day.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
So
cheap.
you have streams scheduled?
I will have a stream tomorrow evening, so on 23rd. And
Cool,
we
man.
considered doing a Christmas stream for all those lonely blockchain souls.
Hey, man,
out
hit me
there.
up because I won't have my kids till the day after. I won't have them till the 26th, and then I'll have them for that week. We alternate years, holidays, and she got Christmas this year, so I'll get them after. But so yeah, dude, I'll be home lonely all by myself. I think on Christmas Day.
Yeah, I'll hit you up
So
on
yeah, dude, hit me up.
Discord.
Yeah, dude. I'm not really big on holidays anyway, but yeah, I'll definitely be free. All right, Josh, anything for our audience before we let them go?
I just hope everyone has a lovely holiday period.
Yeah, man.
And has a a splendid new year and all that good jazz. I think next year is going to be a big year for blockchain as a whole, and I think we're going to start to see a few cogs moving, and it's going to be good.
Awesome, man. Sascha, what do you got for our audience?
Yeah, can't say more. It was a blast to talk to you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, we should do this again, man. I really enjoyed this. That's why it went 2.5 hours. Yeah, let's do this again sometime.
Cool. Have a good
New year.
Christmas.
Yeah, you as well. Thank you guys so much. Happy holidays. If I don't get to talk to you again before Sunday, everybody be safe. Don't do anything stupid. Drink in moderation, etc., etc. And tell Downtown Detail we said hello late.
Yes.
See you guys.